and making on the transformation of the matter and the substance on my hand after being related with my own evilness in this right.
In this way of the relation to other worlds, the most common is to find ourselves at levels more dense of our own being. And now as Relatee is different to us a contactee. Since as a contactee worried me about the influence of evil or of the good to my being, now as Relatee, none of that worries me. None of that it worries me, but rather good or evil, the same one as entities are concerned about me. That is, I already know both this level of expressions and I don't need them. I already know both these levels of expressions and I don't need them. That now those senses are concerned about influence that I can and or have on them. Either one arises into this to be elemental, substantial, and dense, but fully aware of this, of what I say or what I do. And then one does not fear anything, rather the fear are afraid of me, rather the fear are afraid of one. It is a dense state. But as Relatee, it is spectacular. Be related to beings or entities of other worlds means basically to do it alone. Even though I have had great experiences with other people, I would say that the most impressive I lived then was alone. As well as in that way I got footage and photos as relations impressive ones to these entities, and the reasons are very logical, especially by steps made one by one with them. That I can speak for my experiences, and they are many, because with many civilizations I have linked, even some whose concepts and realities were completely contrary to the others. I gather that is just alone as I have more able to enter places and experiences that charging with someone does not have. And I refer to charging to the fact of having to drag others to turn the lines that I have passed, pierce the concepts of good and evil, and everything that goes beyond our rational knowledge, joining to other ways of reasonings, and even mutations and changes of all levels into my substance and into all the being. On this path of Relatee, one has already been on many ships, an expression of other words. This experience has led me for many dimensions of matter, and against matter, the antimatter and time. From it I learned to see beyond the physical plans of reality, to enter levels as the astral, mental, ethereal, mathematical, essential, substantial, elementals, and all, according to the plan being followed at the time. The basic rule to put in some way to interact with other worlds is not to be. You have had disintegrated to that's the own way of being, thinking, acting, to detect everything. Of course that those who cannot do this cannot relate, because always they will think that they know or that they are. Their illusionary structures, or real ones, will suffer impact in front of something unknown. In my case, as I always say, I always had been a brutally irrational one, with almost no preconceptions in my small mind, and that it has never been a virtue, nor a defect, but just not to be. and only to be already in relation to the cultures of other worlds, which have molded me and made me already as they have wanted it, considered it, or sat gone. Now that I do not recommend it to anyone, unless that you come already just for that, as I come here for it. It is, as I sometimes say it, this is my profession, natural and acquired one. For example, the rituals or procedures to us processes here are just as they are in this dimension of reality, as they are not so into other realities. To process here are just as they are in this dimension of reality.
I'm making on the transformation of the matter and the substance on my hand after being related with my own evilness in this right.
For example, the rituals or procedures to us processes here are just as they are in this dimension of reality, as they are not so into other realities. To process here are just as they are in this dimension of reality, as they are not so into other realities, where one has to know how to handle smoothly and perfectly. Everything that looks like it is as it is not so in other dimension of all. It is not so in other dimension and actions. It was many years of training carried out by the brothers of sheep, carried out by the brothers of sheep in my being, person and entity, have given me the capabilities to be able to interact with them in many ways, and most of them one should stop being oneself, or transforming into something else much more aware of the realities they show me and expect that I coordinate. Thereby I fulfill, and they meet me in a given plan.
Into these scenes I pretend to show and to explain the aspects of the ships from two basic aspects that I read into the relationship with them. And it is by one side the contact, and into the other one the quantum relationship. Into the contact, one can see the ships, you can contact with the ships into shapes of light, and into this case you just say that it's only a light, one light. Even this could be a reflection of anything else than that, and you can be skeptical that to believe that it's a ship, and I understand that, and you can accept it and deny it. No, it's a question of one open mind. More than that, an experience into this. But up to now, the quantum relationships, that's another thing. That's another thing. Here it doesn't matter to you if it is a real spaceship, just a lie, one reality beyond the understandable or acceptable. Here into the quantum relationship, but it doesn't matter the lesser. It is whether something is real or not into the binary earthly codes of daily life, and just entering into that consciousness and weighing, seeing the things. You can enter at that reality, and once inside and inner into that all the impossible and the real, it is done more than that. For example, here we see the ship, which is to clarify that the same one already in the quantum of relationship, the ship may have many sizes, maybe small and light and gigantic. Just entering at the dimension in deduction, it is possible to understand and see it is one vibration more than real, where you enter already trained on many levels of the mind, consciousness and everything. Here it is one spaceship into displacement. Then here we see how it converts from one to two ships. and then into different positions and locations inside of the spectrum where I handle myself. Here we see one scene where the ship follows the direction of my hand, and it obeys my mental orders, and it obeys my mental orders, and it obeys my mental orders, and we are related to each other. And me, myself, I'm inside of the same, and me, myself, I'm inside of the same one, and me, myself, I'm inside of the same one, and me, myself, I'm inside of the same one. And I connect with myself from there, and I supplement with the same one.